Hello, hello, hello. Let's get into it. I'm going to spend an hour working on this little thing. It's going to be a tooth generator, or it's actually teeth and gums generator. Anyway, that's what we're going to be working on. It's making that. So, hello, that artist Griff. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How's your day going? Off to a good start, I hope. Stuck on this substance painter issue, but I'll figure it out. Learning experience, lol. How is your day? Just getting started. So far, so good. We're gonna try to get these teeth rotated the right way. I'm gonna make a gum generator. Because I have to do this, make teeth and gums all the time. All the time. And it's a pain. So if I can find a way to make it simpler, because I basically just kind of solved how I make hair for myself. And I want to do the same for teeth and gums. And then I had an idea recently for how to make clothing really fast. So fingers crossed. You know Blender themes? Yeah, absolutely. It's really fun. Blenders, you can customize everything about Blender. But I just Googled Blender theme pack and kind of went crazy. Good start. Making clothes. Will you trying that on stream? Most likely. Most likely. I haven't really yeah, I try to do work on stream because honestly I don't really do work off stream. I would love to be able to work off stream. I just don't really do that though. So I want to set the teeth on top of the gums. So what would be the best way to do that? I think that we want to know the dimensions of the profile, specifically on this direction, on the Y direction. So we will go ahead and take the curve, profile curve, object info, geometry to bounding box. And then from the bounding box, I would like the y value. So go ahead and track these vectors with a separate. And then so we just take the y, we subtract the minimum. That should, maximum from the minimum should give us a distance from here to here. Right, from here to here. So it gives us this distance. But I really only need to move the teeth half of that. So we'll go ahead and divide, or we'll multiply actually, because division is tricky and evil, because you can't break multiplication, but you can break division with dividing by 0. So I try to avoid division when I can. All right, so now that we've done that, we want to set the position of the points by offsetting the y value. Oh, I guess we need to combine x, y, z, plug this into the, in this case, whoa, interesting. We don't want it to be just any direction, because if I rotate the teeth, I'd still want to offset it relative to the curve. The curve rotates, we have the normal and the tangent. One of those is correct, so I guess we'd want to... Hello Ari, welcome to Bro Questions, how to channel mask in vertex painting in Substance Painter. That is a good question. So channel mask specifically. So like just a general mask, or are you saying what type of channel? Like a roughness channel, something like that? And also hello. A vertex painting. Channel mask and vertex painting.
Hey, this is just a really bare bones video showing you how to use vertex. And if you need more colors, you can always add more up here. One things, and scroll down until you get to mesh maps. Click bake mesh, go to layers, click on the material I just added.
I think this is probably what you're looking for right here. Oop. I don't know why I think my chat just exploded. Am I still streaming? I have to reset my chat. I may lose some messages. Oh, I see it in my stream though. I am new here and I just want to add separate texture into each and every, so how are we going to do that? I can see on Twitch. Okay, perfect. So you want to use a color ID mask. So I'm going to open up Painter. Generally, I use color ID masks. I don't use them with vertex color painting, but that's basically what you'd want to use. Okay, looks like chat's back. So if we look at, most likely I have an ID mask. Where's a good example? Ask question on Strike Work. It's a Substance Painter question. No, go right ahead. It's perfect since I'm already in Substance Painter. But you want to use, if you're sampling a color that's baked into your mask. So when I bake a model, you can bake this ID mask right here. So this is most likely what you're looking at in on your character. This is ID mask. So let me actually open a better example. Clothing? Oh, I know. KDA clothing. Perfect. So on this one, for this gold trim, I don't, that'd be really hard to mask with just geometry. So what I did is in my ID bake, which we can view here, you can see that I baked the color. And in order to do that, in Blender, you just assign a material and you give it a color. So here, I gave this plane a material and you give it a unique color that you can see, but it has to be in the base color channel. You can't put it on anything else. I wonder if you could feed your vertex colors in there, but I usually don't bake with vertex painting, so that's why I'd recommend taking a look at that video I pasted. Let me paste it again. So just take a look at that YouTube video. I think it'll go over a decent amount, but just to give you a general idea, basically once you have your ID map here, all you need to do is use the color selection mask. So let me do this again. So for example, if I delete this, bam, you see that it goes away. And to add it back, right click, color selection, and with the color selection selected, I hit pick color, and then I can sample from my baked ID. And that's all I really need to do. And then, you know, I have a bunch of stuff inside my gold folder, but just to give you an example, now I can change the color and we're good to go. Hopefully it helps, and good luck. Yeah, what's your question, Griff? Do I use Unreal Engine 5? I do not. I'm mostly a Unity Blender guy. I would love to spend more time in Unreal Engine, but it just there's a little less. There's less VR stuff. Really, what I'm about here. I do a lot of VR chat specifically. So I make a lot of things for Resonite and VR in general. I love VR. That's what I'm about. Actually, why do I need to do it this way? I should just be able to translate the instances, because they are instances. So let's translate instances right here. And this should be all I need to do right there. Okay. Interesting. Local space. Should be in their local space, but I may have to switch which. Oh, I see. I still have to combine this into a vector, the vector here. And I live in Texas, so I'm in the USA, good old Tejas. Definitely an eventful time here currently. There we go. Okay, now I can offset my little twofers. Beautiful. Actually adjust our curve here. If I move this up though, it Should move the teeth. Right. Yeah, okay, it is moving the teeth. Oh, but it's just the bounding box. Fascinating. Okay, so that's a little bit different than I thought. Unique problem. I have a fill layer using an alpha image to create a stamp, so I have it set to height. I'm trying to color just the height. I turn it into anchor mode, another fill layer, and try it on anchor, but only lets me color in grayscale. I'm new to Subspace, so hopefully that makes sense. I don't. If not, don't even worry about it. Hello, Reyes. Good morning. How much game dev earn in the US? Highest to lowest? It's widely variable. I would say that entry level, maybe like 30,000. That's what I'll do. Sorry, 1 second. I have to do a little change to this. But I mean, some of the game, like really sought after game designers, you know, they're making buku bucks. I mean, I wouldn't worry if, unless you're really set on doing a career role. I mean, look at what indie developers are doing. It's a lot of work, but you're not splitting profits with anyone. Like that guy who made Lethal Company, he is a millionaire now. Like no exaggeration, full stop, he's a millionaire. There's also a lot of opportunities selling assets online. But if you are set on having a career, which is there's nothing wrong with that, then the US is definitely a good place to look. But just keep that in mind, I suppose. Now, for your question, Griff, I'm using alpha image to create a stamp, so I have it set to height, set to stamp. I'm just trying to color just the height. Oh, gotcha. So if you have an alpha, so the main way to work in Substance is not through your layer. You do not really want to be putting anything on your color layer. You really want to be working with just masks. So I think you already have what you need. What you need to do is put that alpha image into your mask layer, and that would let you control all the properties within that mask. So for example, on this gold trim, I could change the ambient occlusion, I can change the roughness, emissive, you name it. All of that is changeable, but the key thing is the reason I can control all those properties in that area is because I'm putting all my information on the mask layer, not on the color layer. If that makes sense. I wouldn't turn it into an anchor. I would just convert your alpha image. Don't put it on your base color or anything. Only put it in your mask, and then you should be good to go as far as I can tell. One last question. They earn 400K annual. You mean not much scope? I think that there's a wide range of salaries when it comes to game dev. And another thing you have to consider too is the cost of living in certain areas. You know, if you move to San Francisco, you can make a lot more, but you're paying a lot more in rent, housing, food, etc. So that 400K could easily just be bumped down to 300K right away. Popping in to say happy Friday. Great work, by the way. Thank you, Africon 3D. Hello, welcome to the stream. And hello, Arctic. Good morning. But if you're set on getting a career, just keep in mind that you can make a US salary without moving to the US. If you have a really good portfolio for your work, companies will hire you wherever you are. Wherever you're located, if you build up a good portfolio, you're doing the work that they need, you can work from anywhere as long as you got an internet connection. And I would say that you want to know you can get work before. Well, it just depends on your situation. I won't give any more advice than that, or I don't want to create generalizations about what it's like. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead, and for our teeth here, we actually do want to trim the end off because I don't want a tooth at the very end of this. So we're going to take our tooth amount. Where's that? Instance on points, curve to points, 24. We're going to take our group input here. I'm going to duplicate that. Thank you for loving. Hey, absolutely, Ari. Definitely come by if you have any further questions. I'd be happy to help as best I can. And then we'll take this. We'll put this in here. This will be tooth count. Tooth count. And right now we're doing 24. That's perfect. But what we want to do is actually add 2 to this. And put this here. Now we have extra teeth, but then on the points, we're actually, yeah. And then we'll delete geometry. I think I delete geometry, yeah. And this selection should be index. Compare. So now we can delete 0. And I believe that if I just do -1, no, 0. Gotcha. And this one will just add just 1 to another comparison, like this. Okay, and so that deletes the end ones right there. Bada boom. Okay, very good stuff. Definitely getting a little messy already. And we'll only do this for about another 30 minutes. We end it. Guess I can't fill. We're just trying to fill the backs here. Curve to points. We just want 2. And then we want to instance on points this guy. And then we'll realize them. Join the geometry right here. Yeah, so we can see we've added them now, but we do want to close it. I think we can do fill curve. Do I need to do cyclic for that? No. So we'll get rid of that. Okay. Now we just need to align them. That should be the same. Maybe not. Let's just plug in rotation, see what that does. Okay, perfect. Beautiful. And then we join, and then we can say merge by distance. Boom. And we'll just add another 0 because I'm paranoid. Awesome. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I don't like that it's triangulated though. Did that affect the subdivision? A little. But not as badly as that. We'll leave it there. What can I do to fix that? Hard to say. People can use different curves, so. And this one is facing the wrong direction, so it can't subdivide like that. So we do want to instance on points, but before we do that, we would want to delete these points, just kind of like we're doing with the teeth. Or actually, I should be able to flip faces on index. We just want to say compare not equal to index 0. Greater than. That should select this one, unless this is index 0. Would it be a binary choice? Should just be one or the other. So we have 2 instances, so we make instances. Maybe I can't select it that way. Whereas, I mean, index should be, let's see, instances. Instance index. Instance. Select instance. Funny. Technically, that's the right way anyway. I mean, maybe that's the issue. Okay, so let's. I thought this probably was working, but I need to flip every time I curve to mesh. I do have to flip it anyway, and then say index pair. Still the same result. Funny. Okay, so that means we need to flip beforehand. So we do curve to, we do the fill curve, and on one of these, we would like, I'm up early. Hello, even. Welcome. I am up early. We're getting started. We're working on a personal project, and then I'll switch back to avatar work in a moment. Right now, I made a hair generator. Now we're going to do a teeth generator, because I hate making teeth. I don't hate making teeth, but it just takes a long time, so we're going to do it in style. We're going to make a system for it. So, flip the faces. And I think we want to instance this. Geometry to instance. So I want to instance this one, and I want to instance this one, and then we want to join them together. So we're sampling a collection, not just sampling one, we're sampling a collection. I'd like to pick instance. Okay. There we go. Because I'm making a comparison. If the points equals the index, then we're good. So now they're both facing the right way. But then the pearly whites can be copy pasted to every model. No, you can have a human set and furry set. There's still a lot of manual adjustment to make teeth fit properly. So I think realize instance after, then apply subdiv after. Not sure what you're trying to do. I would assume that I can't subdivide after. Yeah, so in order to do an operation like merge, I can't work with instances. So I have to turn the instances into geometry, and then I can actually manipulate the geometry. Also, at the end of everything, we will realize it either way, because I have to export it out of Blender into a VR chat. Let's see. Okay, so these are our gums here. We're going to put this into its own thing. These are our teeth up here. This into its own. Well, I don't know if I want to put it in there just yet, because I'm sure I'm about to do much more work on there. So I think the subdivision would work, but I need to merge them. Now for our twofers, these are instances. But we can do a little bit of rotation. I shouldn't rotate them just yet. So now what we'd like to do is identify which ones are the canines and molars. So we have the, I don't really know all the, I'm gonna look up teeth anatomy. Okay. So these are incisors. So you have incisors, then a canine, and then the molars. Not worried about making all the first and pre and whatever. I can just use scaling for that. We'll use, so it'll be 3 types of teeth that we're going to make. So let's go to our group input. So this one was, our incisor. And we'll just duplicate this. Canine and molar. All right. Beautiful. should work. So now that we have those, let's actually make them. This is not quite correct, but it'll obey. Ah, the point. And it's a canine. I didn't think about that. Something like that. And then we'll flip shade smooth. Okay, so that's our canine. And we're just making the low poly versions right now. We'll do a little bit more in a second. Okay. So what we'd like to do, right now we're just gonna mimic human teeth. But eventually I would be able to want to determine which slot it's going to replace. So we're going to do what we did on the last one, which is in here we can control what we're instancing right here. By the collection. So this is the point count. Oh, that's pretty good. Good. Was I aligning here? Oh no, this is the teeth offset. This is the rotation. We will need that. Align teeth rotation. Okay. And then this right here is, let's close it up. Okay. This right here is our teeth points. That's not doing anything because we actually use the translate instances. Right here, we're importing the curve. The instance we're actually getting from up here. I'm going to get rid of this. Move this down here. We don't need it for the offset information. Okay. And then here, we'll take the incisor. And right now they're instanced. If I go here, I can say import as instance. I want to do that for all 3 of these. That way I can turn them into a collection. We can instance them. Which avatar are these teeth being made for? This will be something I use for all my avatars moving forward. Because I want to be able to make teeth lickety-split instantly. The goal will be to just drag and drop them basically. Alright, but now we can pick instances. So if we did 1, 2, that's doing nothing. Okay, I like that. I like that. No, I don't. They are instances. So these should be fine here. All right. We have our little teeth collection. What a name. Just asking because I've seen game models always do this, but for humans, why not just make the teeth those mouth guard anime solid white block and paint the teeth in sub to save tries? That's definitely a very reasonable thing to do. I want to have a little bit more customization. So one thing I'm thinking of doing is like, imagine I wanted to remove a tooth. I want to be able to just remove that tooth. Yeah. All right, down here I joined them. Geometry to instance. Maybe I need to do that instead of the collection thing. It is just exporting geometry. I would assume that this as instance would work, but doesn't seem to be. Oops. I always do that. Interesting. The authentic hillbilly look, always thinking 2 steps ahead. It's vital. It's essential. But the goal is just, how do I maximize something that I have to do a bunch? How do I maximize my ability to create variations on that thing, of that thing? All right, that looks perfect. We're done. Obviously, that's incorrect. So, we can pick the instance. But the difficulty is in knowing how we assign them, because, okay, so right here, we have a range. We have a range of, goes around, that's hard to see, but our curve, we go here from 0 to, well, actually to 23, because it's a range, so 0 to 23. In the middle, we would want to determine what the middle range is for these front teeth. So, 24 divided by 2, and then we just offset that value. But I don't think I'll want to do it through picking instances now that I'm really looking at it. That's quite difficult. I think what I'd rather do is take the points and then delete the points I don't need. So I want these points, I want those points, those are the canines, those are the ones. This is what peak molar set looks like. Hello, J.A. Denner. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. We're making some teeth. Making a teeth system. We're trying to. Alright, so I think that this teeth collection is unnecessary. We're going to delete it. Okay. So now we're not feeding any instance in. Actually, I still want it's here. Teeth. Alright, so we got our teeth. And again, we're creating a set of points that go around. And I want to know, for the incisors, the front ones, I want to go, hey, these ones, they're halfway between, so we just want to take our input here. We'll do input. And we're going to split off our points here. We'll go instance on points. But we do want to delete some of the points first. It's really tough to assign a range. Like, I want this range or that range or this. I think I could do factor. And that might be a little bit easier. Because I have the curve factor. Do I still have that value? Here. Points. They have position, radius, and tilt. Okay. So, not quite. Factor would probably be easier. Because, yeah, I could be really specific. If I have 24 teeth, then I know I want a factor range of, if there's only 4 teeth, 4 out of 24. Okay, so that's how we want to do it. So let's actually continue to instance so I can visualize this. Do the incisor. Oops. Right there. Now using color ramp with 3 colors, 1 for each tooth type. Exactly. At least that's the plan. We'll see how it goes. So we want another, maybe separate instead. Separate geometry. Not really a reason to delete them just yet. So we want to separate them based on the factor, which we'll have to capture. down here, we'd like to capture the factor, spline parameter, the factor. And then I can store named attribute. Call this curve factor. Boom. That way I can reference it a little bit easier. Then I can get a big noodle. So now we want our named attribute, curve factor, and we would like to compare it. So let's just do a really simple comparison equal. We'll do greater than. Oh, so now we can move along and say, give me that. Give me these ones here. And we can actually turn this into a comparison. Greater than or less than. And do a and. So I want it to be both of these. Now, how do we determine the value? The value is our teeth count. So that's our input. So that's our maximum range is tooth count. Tooth count. Yeah. So if we want the front four, we'd want to subtract 4. All right, greater than. We would want 4, but then we want to multiply it by 0.5, so we get half that value, which is now 2. And then we take the tooth count and we multiply it. We get half of it. So half, and then we have this value that we're going to offset. So it should be subtract, should be less than, and then, oops, add that value, like so. Okay, so pretty sure it should be something close to this. Let's do just one value right now so I can visualize it a bit better. That didn't work. Also didn't work. Why would that be? Because this is not normalized. This is not a normalized range. We have to bring it down to maximum. So we have to take these values and map their range. So we'll say map range. So from minimum 0 to a maximum of 24. Then we'll try. Get rid of 1. Kind of isolating them. Alright, I got rid of 2. I need to swap these. Still really hard to test. So let's visualize this again. We're going to do this for about another 20 minutes, but we have, as the curve goes around, it's a range of 0 to 1. This is the factor. it should also have points on a range of 0 to 23, and that may be why I'm messing up right there. So we're doing 23 might be, because it's an index, 0 to 23. So it should be 0 to 23. That's actually the range. Again, I'd like to just visualize this. Okay. So when I add this, I have my tooth count and I subtract 4. So my tooth count, why am I subtracting 4? Because I want to target a section of 4. I want, out of all of my teeth, I want 4 of them. And so if I'm targeting, say, this particular point, I need to know that I want the 4 of them right next to this point. So this is a range, which is why then I get the 2 values. So this is the amount here, which we should label amount of teeth. I'm changing the wrong one, this one. Amount of teeth, and this is the range, or the range. Normalized range. Or absolute range. Range offset. Stupid name, but it should work. Amount of teeth, range offset. And then this is, right here, this should be, we have the total amount of teeth, and then half that. So the middle point of teeth. Okay. All right. And then, so we have the amount of teeth we want and the range offset to get that. So once we have our middle point, we go this, we subtract to get the lower bound, lower selection, lower bound, lower tooth selection, teeth selection, and then our upper teeth selection. Okay. Now, this gives us 2 and an unknown. Why would this give us 2? Tooth count is 24. So this comes in at 24. We multiply it, so this should be 12. Multiply it by 0.5, divide by 2. Yeah. Actually, I can fix that because right now it's a field. I just put in a value of 0.5. It's still a field. Anyway, 24 divided by 2 multiplied by 0.5 is 12. Okay. And then 4. Oh no, wait. I don't need that at all. Gotcha, that's why. Okay. I just need a value of 4. 4 times that. Okay. That's probably what it was right there. Before I map the range, let's just see if this works. Yeah, it should be greater than 10. So actually we want to delete less than 10. I have this backwards. No. Okay, let's see. Yeah, definitely need to map the range. There we go. Boom. Less than, if I did 24. All right. Then this one goes in here. And it needs to be both of them. Give me that value a second ago. So it needs to be less than the upper value. So this one, less than the upper value, normalized. And which direction's the comparison again? Hello, Noel. I'm Jordan Peele sweating this one. That's when the first input is smaller than the second. Okay. Why you use a whole node setup just for teeth? Isn't faster to use an array or a curve and just copy and paste in place? My goal is to create a system where I can take a curve and take any teeth and immediately just put those teeth on a curve and get gums that are bake ready, gums and teeth that are bake ready, and create my high and low poly all in one go. Because with my hair system, it's now basically taken my hair that used to take quite a few hours to make, bake and stuff like this. I just set up the curves, I put my GeoNode system on it, and I'm done. Like that's like, it's gone from, 1 to 6 hours of work to now just 1 hour. So I'm hoping to do a very similar thing with my teeth here. Because this is just something I do. So I do this at least for every single character. So it's mostly just time saving. And then arrays are, even if I was to use it just as an array, I'd probably still use geometry nodes. Able to figure that out is definitely over engineering it well. Absolutely. I'm glad to hear that, Griff. Did putting it into the mask help? So if the factor is less when true and the first input is smaller than the second input. All right, well, let's just do one at a time. I need to visualize this. Okay. And if we swap these, definitely want to go the other way. Ah, god damn it. Give me. Alright, so we got that side. Perfect. And then let's just visualize the other one. Hey! That artist grip reset for 5 months? thank you for the resub. Super appreciate it. And I'm glad it's working out. Substance Painter is one of those goofy programs. It's just a little obtuse at times, so I'm happy to help out. But thank you for the resub. I do really appreciate it. Oh, I didn't plug this in. Delete that one. No. Assuming what want to do. Okay. Perfect. Other way. I guess we still want. Let's not. Wait, I want to delete this side. Give it to me. Give it to me. 24, 0. Subtract. Maybe I just have to put in a notch. My pleasure. You actually put me on to Substance Painter. It's been about a week and I can't get enough of it. Well, hey, that's super good. Good to hear. That's awesome. I think that it's definitely, in my opinion, one of the better painting programs out there. But it takes a certain perspective a lot of the time. Wouldn't that limit customization? I guess cases where they're too different from the base, you would just do it the hard way. No matter what, let me put it this way, for every set of teeth I've ever made, I've always had to reposition things. I've always had to reposition the UV maps. I've always had to reposition the teeth. Always had to sculpt the teeth, get them set up. Like, I have a system or a general framework in mind when I'm putting them together, but it always takes some sort of manual effort to make them. As much as I may not want that, that's just how it is. I really would love to just pop teeth in and out of the character, but I think I've just had to kind of accept that that's not how it works. Okay, this should work. I just need a good comparison. I need a Boolean math. This should work. It's one of them. I always forget which one. It should be 4. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. All right, so that's for the incisors. I have like 10 years of experience in Photoshop, so it can do a lot of what Substance Painter is doing, and I draw, but Substance Painter just makes it so much easier, especially when it comes to creating texture files and manipulating normals, 100%. It is similar to Photoshop in a lot of ways, but I definitely feel that the channels, all the different channels, take a little while to get used to. That's what really stumped me with it at the beginning. It's just like, okay, well, why is the height different than all the other ones? And it's like, it makes sense, but it just takes a while to really sink your teeth into. Oh, I keep doing that. All right, nice and pretty. This is my favorite part of GeoNodes. Just making it look nice. All right, so we'll probably end it here for our work on the teeth, but we've got a good setup going. And what we figured out here will probably let us figure out everything else. Don't like that it's faceted right there, so we're gonna do a set shade smooth. Now that's just to instance the incisors. Call this incisor selection. Okay, we'll call it here. Let's make a backup copy. We'll call this whip 01 incisors set. Okay. But yeah, just to kind of illustrate a little bit more, Noel, it's like now that I have the incisors there, it's like I can just make whatever changes I want to this one. I wanted to like change the shape of it a little bit, give it a little bit of like that kind of curvature there. There we go. Something like that. It's like, bam, that's easy. I got to change all of them. Probably a little bit more to do in order to make them fit a little bit nicer, but well, there's always more to do. And then I'm going to do something a little bit later where once I get the high poly one, I'm going to make it so I can get a little like puffiness right on the edges. That's what I'm really excited about. That'd be cool. All right, I'm going to go to the restroom. I shall return in just one moment, y'all. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Ready to attack. We'll leave our goofy teeth alone for now. And, oh, I really want to keep working on them, but we'll do that later. Okay. I'm sorry, actually, I'll be right back. I need some. Oh. Let's go. Goes on the left foot. Goes on the right foot. Ooh. Okay. So we left off making clothing for Rez here. That's where we'll pick up. This is our current work on the Abbey. We need to make some shoes. So that's probably what we're going to spend most of our time doing today, is making some shoes. Or let's start for our chunk of work on Reyes today. So we're going to go ahead. We'll make a new collection to start with. Shoe. And I believe we're making some basically Converse style shoes. This will load. All right. So let's start with our favorite, a box. Boom. And that's pretty much the basic shoe shape. I really am living my life right now by the mantra that everything should be made out of boxes when it comes to the 3D modeling and stuff. It's like, it is the way. It makes so much sense. It just makes your life a lot easier. Let's slap one subdivision on there. And then a crease. Alright, that'll be our low poly shoe. We'll go ahead and duplicate the collection and hide that one, because we'll follow up later with more detailed. Okay. First things first. Let's turn on the body. This is always the fun part about Anthro characters, is their bodies are just a little different. Just a little. Only a smidge. Beautiful. Let's make them a little bit thinner. And then it goes up just a little bit in the back. I'm gonna turn off the body high poly. We just need the positioning, but we're basically gonna just make the foot disappear when the shoe's on. All right, go back in here. We'll select the middle, invert our selection, duplicate and separate. Yeah. And then we'll copy this. I should have connected them on the back. All right, one more selection. We'll do this one, duplicate, separate. And this little segment I'll actually combine this one. Then we'll dissolve this vertice and this vertice. And voila! We got something going on in the back. I want to make this little thin tube here. I think a curve would probably be simplest for that. And we will extrude, and we'll add a shrink wrap. Actually, just go ahead and do the same thing as last time. Copy the selected, and copy the selected. Beautiful. We'll add a mirror, and we'll set that mirror to the shoe itself. Now we should get one on both sides. Cool. Let me look up an actual pair of Converse really quick. I want to get the look at the tongue of the shoe. Now this little piece that goes up. Okay. So to do that, we're gonna take the main shoe. We're actually gonna cut it. Or no. maybe just this section. It goes all the way down. Making cool shoes once again, I see. It never ends. Always more shoes to be made. Hello, Coney. Yeah, we will run a cut here. I need to smooth that out a little bit. Or I will apply this and then it's back on. Because that gives me these cuts here. No, I guess that we already have this actually. That is what these are. These little pieces. Right there. So we just need to make a tug. Let me back up a little bit. Just want a nice cut here. I'm a little afraid to cut this. What's going on? I think I have to. We'll cut it. I have to apply this. Let us solidify to this one. Why is it still getting hung up on it? So crunchy. Alright. Let's make another curve. these will be our laces. I'm gonna set this to in front so I can actually see what's going on. This would be another object that would be worth having a GeoNode for. So I could probably make this in less than 3 seconds if I had the proper GeoNode object for it. But we will not be getting into that today. Hello, even. Saw another model but forgot to ask. You need to make 2 pairs of shoes. Would each their own separate material, or would you compile all shoes into a single UV and hide independent meshes? What would be the efficient solution here? So, shoes don't take up a lot of UV space. I would probably, if I had the opportunity to combine, like let's say that the character had a tank top, shorts, and shoes, and 2 pairs of shoes, I'd try to put all of that in one material. Would you retopo the shoes into one part for the low poly? Yes. So this is the low poly shoe is gonna look basically just like this. You know, I'm gonna fit it onto it, but it's gonna be about this dense. And all the laces, all the little buttons and details and stuff, those will just be texture. I've just found that it's like, technically you could try to paint all of those things in Substance Painter, but you get the best results from baking things, in my opinion. In fact, even if you were to do just a purely flat color, like your end result is just going to be only flat colors, like I would probably still make everything with geometry. So the better solution when you have a great variety of clothing is to try to make them all fit into a single UV to save on material calls. If I was trying to make The Sims, probably, well, let's say VR chat. For each outfit, I'd probably make that one material. So they have a biker outfit, one material. They have a soldier outfit, one material. So that's probably how I would do it. I think it's really just like if they had one outfit and there was space on them in the UV, if there was enough resolution in the textures to bring in that other shoe, then I probably would do that. There's no reason not to at that point. Actually, the laces should be pretty dense. Right there. Yeah, we're gonna be efficiente. Oh. I won't extrusion at all. We'll make a circle. selecting the wrong group. I was like, man, can I not? Was that not assigning? I was being a dim. So each outfit gets its own UVs and material, but since you replace material entirely, I guess you're not eating on resources. I think I gotta change between soldier outfit and casual Friday. I'm not sure what you mean by replace material, but if I had to look at what I do for VR chat avatars, it's like when you're a VR chat avatar, what you upload is you upload the avatar, and let's say they had 2 outfits. You upload the avatar and those 2 outfits if you want to have access to them into the game. If you want to have access to them in game, and then you just turn the mesh off on one outfit and turn the other one on. So you're just trading which one's on, but it's still there. It's still part of the avatar. It's just not visible. But in terms of like replacing a material, maybe I'm misunderstanding what you mean by that. Over. Blender. Oh. Ooh. Control T. Thinking in engine terms, lol, VRC has completely different rules. Sorry. Fair. Ooh. Oh, I hate that about curves. That's the worst part about curves. You're like, oh, no, that's a little off. Let me rotate that. Oh, you wanted to adjust the tilt for the entire curve? No? Not too bad. So the low poly you showed, are you going to be add more edges to help the silhouette of the shoe, or that was pretty much it? Probably a few more cuts, but generally the silhouette can be a little rough because everything else is going to look quite smooth. Interesting to see how to solve this in Rezo for the D&D armor shops. Yeah, I think, well, not to toot Resonite's horn too much. I can go on that rant at the drop of a hat, but with Resonite, you would actually be able to alter the geometry itself. Like you can do straight up mesh editing in Resonite in real time with all your friends. Right there. There we go. That's good. I think we still need to adjust the actual edges here because these should go over under. They should go through this little piece right here. Over here, this lace has got to go under through the metal grommet, get this 4K hyper realistic shoe experience. You beat me to it. Resonite sounds cool. I'd give it a shake if I knew my friends were there. Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be the challenge when it comes to Resonite. They're in a tough spot because they really do have to kind of they have to prove themselves. I mean, there's really no other way to say that. They just got a lot to prove. Ugh. Fucking curves in Blender. So silly. Silly. Okay, well, let's adjust them all first before I get too much further. You go the right way there. All right. I'm not sure how to incentivize people to move platforms. One of the hardest things to do in terms of tech, guess make Reso entry experience extremely easy and able to transfer all VRC assets. I'm not entirely convinced something being easy is as important as something being super useful. Resonite vastly overestimates the technical knowledge of the average social VR user. VRC versus Resonite feels like Windows versus Linux when you think about it. I do think that that's apt. But I also, let's put it this way. If you could use your, imagine all the functionality of your computer right now, just Windows. It's like, Resonite gives you a lot more of that, where it's less of a game and much more of a platform. Like, again, I think even just sharing images between people, I think that's pretty profound. There's just really isn't. You can't do that in VR chat. You can't use it's again, whether or not Resonite does it, I do think whether or not Resonite makes it as a platform, I hope they do. I still firmly believe that whatever they are doing is what the future of computing and things like that is going to look like. For sure. Like there's just no way it's not. Variant of entry is just nuts, no question. Rezo is the better experience, but there's no way the average person will give it a second glance if all they want is to go in and hang out. That is what people are using VR for right now. But I do think Ready Player One, that kind of, like the people are living in it. Like, think of the core VR chat user base, the people who really live in VR chat, live, breathe VR chat. They are in there all the time. I think eventually they're going to realize, or actually I should say, those are the people that are moving to Resonite because they want to be able to do more. And VR chat just straight up has some upper bounds on what you can do. And whether or not Resonite's the final solution or will beat VR chat, hard to say. But it's certainly what people will want in the long run. I mean, like, how much cooler would VR chat be if instead of like talking about like, oh, I want to make this edit on my avatar, it's like, oh, let's sit here and do it right now. We can make a world together right now. It's like that is just more compelling. And I think people are willing to learn that, in my opinion. I mean, fuck, how many people learned Unity to do VR chat stuff? Like, if you can learn Unity to upload an avatar for VR chat, you've already crossed that threshold. you're already in it. Not been learned really, but I keep saying the main barrier to entry is a convoluted avatar setup. Even as someone that's used to setting up avatars VOC, I struggled so much. It took me 3 days just to get something basic and wearable. Not touched it since because I have no idea how to set up components I want or what they'd even be called if they even exist. Fair. Barrier entry is just nuts, no question for everybody's experience, but there's no way the average person will just give a second laugh. No. The creative advice, post some shoes that have 2,210 faces. Do you think it's not worth it being that dense? I also do not bake any textures on it. Let's take a look. Take a little look-see. First, let me turn on Discord. I forgot I didn't have it on. Okay, we're gonna do some adjustments. I'm gonna do GeoNodes really quick because I'm gonna be spending a million years trying to get these things to rotate the right way otherwise. Say, actually, I think I have it already. It's already in here. Line curve tilt to object. Perfect. Well, what I really want is curve tilt to mesh surface. Okay, so let's make another one. These. Curve tilt to mesh surface. That's what I want. That is what I want. I always forget that. Object info. Attach. And sample the shoe. Then mesh. Curve. Oh, sorry. I just closed. I just put everything. Close chat on accident. Bam. I also saw someone talk about a VR world with physics simulations. It looked interesting. Ooh, very cool. Then I'm feeling the only way Resident will grow on the VRC sides is that a corporation will actually notice them, see the potential, and sandblast it for mass appeal while charging, or singular meshes. I could see Steam buying it. I could certainly see a company buying it, because it's just even Meta Horizons, which is Meta is so VR focused, so long-term focused, they still have fucked up what you're able. The fact that you have to be on desktop to make things in VR is 100% a failure. That's it. It's like I don't think that's just not what this looks really good. Hey, this is great. Yeah, no, I think these look super good. Super well optimized. I think maybe the spacing on some of the faces, like right here, you could make the spacing better, but other than that, this looks great. Oh, these are great shoes. Like your loops here on the edge. Oh, it's just sharp. Never mind. That's just a sharp edge. I thought it was a double edge. Yeah, these look great. Good job. Yeah, I don't think you have to change anything about those. Also, as far as I can tell, no idea was correct, by the way. I could not work on the avatar that I had saved. Only the one I had strung up, so I had to wear it to check if the bits I sort of worked, then save it, hang it up again, and delete my old one from my inventory, rinse and repeat. That is a pain for sure. Got the same problem when I attempted to set an Abby in Rezo. I'm no expert at all, but can set it in UE consistently, and that was insanely more easy than manually landing everything on Resonite. Yeah, no, well, those look super good. Definitely clean. It's just there's a lot of different styles. There's an infinite amount of styles when it comes to yeah, there's just an infinite amount of styles. So I think what you have works super well. All right. Bam. All right. And let's go back in here. Clear the tilt. I was wondering why I didn't have as much trouble on the last pair, but that's because they were round laces, where these ones are not round. Okay, see how much stabler that is. Still a lot of fixing to do, but at least now I'm not having to fight the program them full time. Wrestling blender. Wrestling. Maybe that looks weird. It's like a pasta noodle. There we go. Oh, that does not look right. Curve tilt. Can I turn up? That's the same problem. Attempt to save an Abby in Resonite. I'm no expert at all, but I can say. Oh, I read that. Yeah, awesome. God damn you, Resonite. I want to love you. Just you're such a diva. I'll probably still be pounding the drum of Resonite for a long time. I think there's still a lot more I want to explore in that space personally, but I definitely understand the pain points. I mean, there's no way you can avoid them when you're in there, but you are definitely fighting it a lot of the time. But at the same time, it's like I think there's an odd comparison in my mind where it's like, and I think this for the casual player, you're definitely right, even where you jump in, you want to do stuff, and it's hard to do. But it's like the moment you've ever had to upload an avatar, it's like I think people have already suffered a lot just in Unity. Like a lot. I've certainly shed a lot of bled a lot. What's the right way to say that? Due to Unity. And as tough as it would be to learn Resonite, as tough as it is to learn Resonite, I still have a lot more freedom at the end of the day. And I think in the long run, that's what's going to matter when it comes to a VR platform. But I will now climb down off my high horse. Oh man, the tilt is fucked here. Okay, get rid of that. Let me do this easier. Very true. That means it's kind of gatekeeps the software to people that are willing to learn. Where most people just want to log in, socialize, and log out, like in normal gaming. So, I think that's what people want to do right now. I think that's what people want to do right now. But the more control people have over their worlds, like even if you're just socializing, if I go into some world and we do a drawing or a painting, it's like, and you come back and that's still there, I think that will be a profound experience. And that you just, for the most part, you just can't do that in VR chat. Like they're doing some saving system. I just don't see that being enough indefinitely. That's probably enough for right now. But long term, it won't be. I mean, just look at Roblox. Like VR chat pretty much pales in comparison to Roblox and what you can do. Like, oh, I want to make an edit here. Cool. You can do that. Swap out your hats. Cool, I can do that. You can't even swap hats in VR chat. That person has a hat, and I want that hat. Too bad. I have to go into Unity, do all these things. Like, that's ridiculous. It's actually just ridiculous. And and that's something that VR chat itself could have solved years ago. Years and years ago. Anyway, I'm just ranting, so I'll leave it there. Snarb, finally weekend. Hello there. Hello from the weekend. We're catching up. We'll get there soon. Right now we're trying to figure out how to make shoelaces. The cursed curves. I lied though, since I'll probably be working. Oh, 0.2. What kind of project are you working on, Snardom? Or are you doing work? The dreaded work. And I can't adjust it at the end? Okay. Well, if I adjust this one, everything should probably adjusted to the same amount. That looks acceptable. And then this one doesn't adjust any of them? I don't understand how it determines the tilt here. I was viewing some unbanned requests. Silly me, I'll never look at those again. Well, the shit people post. Unbanned requests? Is this in my stream? A VR world that can be built live with other people and that you can come back to it and keep building on it has incredible potential. Exactly. You understand me, Noel. Yes, I 100% agree. I have never looked at my unbanned requests. Should I look at my unbanned requests? Would my mental health hold up if I looked at my unbanned requests? Some guy sending death threats and unbanned requests, I'll send people to kill you or something like that. So no, don't look. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I don't know who I upset, but a while back I must have really pissed someone off. Rezo is Minecraft of VRC, lol. Man, these take a while. These little laces. All right, look at them shoes. Look at them shoes. Excuse me. Minecraft plus GTA 5 or something like that. Ooh. Gonna try to spend some time in there again this weekend. If there's any left, been thinking I should at least build a proper home world. Well, good. Maybe we'll do a. Yeah, I'd love to get back in there as well. I know that I'll be in there sometime soon. But that's why it's behaving weird. Because I have the bottom. I don't want the bottom. I don't want the bottom. Slip right there. I think I'm gonna try to go to the Sunday meetup in Resonite. It's the jam, because they have the jam every Sunday, I think. Greater Jam, yeah. I'm gonna try to get go to that one this weekend, because I have a lot of questions about doing certain things, how to do certain things. I want to know. I want to know. We're almost there. I do not like shoelaces. I just don't. I think the curve system in Blender is stupid. It's done weirdly. Why can't there just be a handle for tilt? That feels like it'd be the easiest freaking thing in the world to add. JP Community blew my mind again with some of the things they made. Univesta 2024. Instant loading worlds, preloaders, certain items, spawn setups. Interesting. I need to learn some Japanese so I can go chat with them. Oh, don't they actually have like an auto translator in Japan? Japanese Resonite? I think. Do they live in the future? That community, particularly. In Resonite. They know what's up. So in Resonite, besides being able to build in the world, there's still a space for those with 3D knowledge to create more advanced things, right? Oh, so Resonite has a full visual scripting system. So you can straight up program in Resonite. You can create custom programs. You can export meshes from Resonite onto your desktop. There's certainly... I don't think in terms of like 3D modeling, Resonite will ever be close to like just Blender itself. That would be a really hard gap to bridge, unless they just straight up like import Blender into Resonite. But I don't know what that would mean. But in terms of like if you're a game dev, there are limits, but there's not a lot that's preventing you from just making whatever you want, whether that's like an enemy or I saw someone make a nav mesh system the other day. I've seen basic shooters built in their Noel. Some people made their own mesh nav. Oh, you beat me to it. There was plenty of play card game worlds or arcades with functional parts. Someone I talked to regularly, Jack, just import Blender. Well, some games actually do that. They've full on. Yeah, the only issue is that because of the Blender license, you would have to open source your game completely, which some people don't want to do. But you can actually bring in Blender. There's an add-on for Unreal Engine that allows you to use the GeoNode systems directly in Unreal Engine. And what they've done is they just straight up imported Blender into Unreal Engine. Convert stuff to GLTF under the hood, I think. Alright, this shoe looks done. Add some color. We need grommets. To live in game, you can use desktop software and import assets into the game while in game. Yes, yes. Even copy paste YouTube link and play in VR or PDF and do your stuff. That open source part does make it flexible, but less monetizable. And the monies is what attracts sponsors. What a pickle. It's true. It's crazy. What the heck? Yes, it is actually insane what it's capable of. It's a little hard to. It is less of a game and more of a platform. It's like a different computing software almost. It is not open source. Which I would say is its biggest downside for Resonite. It's an engine that can edit things live, basically. Yeah. So it's basically like multiplayer Unity. Like if we are all sitting inside of Unity or Unreal Engine, I could hand you a 3D model, you could play with it, change the materials, edit it, slice it, bring in a PNG, bring in textures, as if the text, like as if I was handing you an image. I feel like the potential for it is massive. It becomes open source. Look at Slime VR. After going that route, they exploded and it became amazing. I do think that I'm not sure exactly what Resonite's long-term vision is, but knock on wood, hopefully nothing bad happens to the company. But if they were ever to go under, I think that would probably be something they consider. And then, funnily enough, I would expect it to get much bigger after that. But it is truly one of a kind program at the moment. There is nothing else doing things like Resonite. And I've looked. Chillout's close, but it's still trapped on desktop for all the editing and changing of things. Beautiful. This shoe looks so good. They can't go open source, I think, because it's heavily Unity based. Apparently, they're looking to cut out Unity eventually. I got tracked my avatar once because I put it on before fixed materials. My viewport was inside my visor. To reverse normals, no way to even interact with the menu and everything. I have done the same thing myself. It is it's a very uncomfortable feeling, to be honest. Even though they are trying to move away from Unity. Well, maybe a certain entrepreneurial anime girl could make entry-level tuts for Resonite. I don't know if I'm making an anime girl, but I'm definitely making an VTuber. I think they use it for rendering now, but not everything. And I could be wrong about what parts of Unity they use. Here's no shoot. It's just the graphical side of things. But a lot of, I feel, the thought process for what they're making is very similar to Unity. I think whoever is coding it clearly has some a background in Unity, because it does feel very Unity-esque. Did the same thing when showing Sam. You can edit your Abby while wearing it. Made an entire spin and a dynamic bone change. Good luck hitting anything with your pointers. Yeah, I remember setting up an avatar and I put the pointer in the hand, so the pointer just hits the hand, and so I couldn't select anything. Whatever you make sure it's easy to plushify. That's where the big bucks are. All right, we're gonna do one more thing. We're gonna make the stitching here. Whatever you made, I read that. Sorry. I read that. My apologies. Alright. Add that. And then we'll add a geonode. Probably stitching. For an instance on points, we'll do a cube. Very teeny tiny cube. That doesn't look super great. Ah. There we go. Cute. That's a good looking shoe. Maybe a little bit smaller. Cute. Okay, let's make the low poly. Did that with the path. This is GeoNodes. But yes, so technically I turned it into a curve. You could have done this with a curve. But I took a subdivided mesh here. So I took a mesh line, subdivided it, shrink wrapped it, then I turned it into a curve, and then I turned it into a bunch of points here. So turn it into a curve, turn it into a bunch of points, and then I instance this little cube on it and subdivide it. That's it. Node blasphemy. Damn you, nodes! Damn you to hell! That's why I'm so set on them. You know, it's just, I think the more node thinking I can do, the more power I have. Wizard points. Alright, speaking of, let's go ahead and take our subdivided shoe. And we're going to add a GeoNode. Do I have? I do not. We have to import file, append, and go to. I really should link them, shouldn't I? Because then I can have one file where I'm working with all my GeoNodes and I just link them out. Maybe I've done that. Resources, Blender, Node tree. I haven't done it yet, but I will definitely do that right now. So file, we're gonna open that one that I just looked at. Resources. We're gonna do file, append, go to Not So Zen. Blender, any of these, Node tree, shrink wrap to collection. Save. So now that should be in here. We'll just make a plane or a cube or whatever. Add the GeoNode, shrink wrap to collection, just so I can make sure it's saved. Then we'll go back to Arrays. Do file link, shrink wrap to collection. It's a wrong spot. I can't paint with math. Just a humble owner of pleb artist brain. I mean, if you can do Marvelous Designer, you get there. If you, it just takes time. I believe in you, though. I believe in you. Just pretend to know what I'm doing until something happens, then I pretend it was intentional, repeat until I understand. Exactly. Exactly. That's what learning's all about. Fake it till you make it. All right. MD is the biggest, most noob of all softwares you gotta control to make them Abbeys. I think Photoshop is more complex than MD. Ugh. I put off Marvelous Designer for quite a while. It is surprisingly straightforward, but I also think it's still a little more complex than I think I'd care for sometimes. It's a little more unintuitive than some softwares. There we go. Alright, so now I'm going to apply that completely. Go to wireframe, weight paint, or sorry, not weight paint, sculpt mode. We're going to do our slide relax, my favorite. We'll actually add just a few more cuts here. I'm just going to even out some of the spacing here. And we're pretty much done. All right. Now we're going to do one more edit. I would like to have the low poly shoe, the edge. This will take a little bit to do, but worth it. I'm doing this mirrored. It's annoying but not complex. Low like ZBrush in many ways. The learning curve is steep at the start, but then it plateaus. Blender steadily goes up, and Unity UE just rockets up and burns you. Yeah, it just never stops going up. More! More! There we go. Alright, now we can apply. Let's go to UV editing. And let's slice this puppy open. It sounded morbid. There's people who build their own render engine game engines, makes me smooth brain sob a little bit. In the end, MD is just to make the high polys for clothing. Pretty much. That's certainly what I find the most use out of it for. But I'm still amazed at what people can make in Marvelous Designer. Like with just with some of the all right. Chew. I've yet to find a different way to unwrap these that I prefer more. I don't particularly like this method. It's like it works. There's probably something better out there. Oh, excuse me. I see what I'm gonna do. Boom. Boom. Very good. We got the low poly shoe. So now, got almost all items done. For the basic outfit, I'm gonna have Amorous start on the swimsuit and stuff. Okay. And sharp. Alrighty. The teeth are gonna look so good. How exciting! Okay, I'm going to. Oh, strange. I'll have to readjust the hair. It looks a little bit further away than I expected. A little bit more tweaking on the hair, but thankfully, that's not the easy part. So I'm gonna go to the restroom, and when we get back, I think the afternoon will split between Anakin and Grim, but we'll carry out the rest of this hour working on Reyes here. I'm gonna go to the restroom, come back, we're gonna work on the clothing, and then the hair, and that'll probably be the morning. But I'll be right back. Got some chippies. Take a second to eat. I realized how hungry I was. Yeah, hunger is one of those things all of a sudden just hits you. Holy shit, I'm starving. I wonder how we'll do the hairs. All right, so for the pockets, I'm gonna do what I did on a previous character, which is we're gonna extract some clothing. Definitely in Foxhound. It's a sick look. And the shoes? I dropped a chip. Right. House full of snacks right now. Usually I just eat them all as quickly as possible. Right now I've got a bunch. Well, I will for a little bit. Excuse me. Does anyone like green olives here? Or what are they called? Is there a specific word for them? I don't know, but man, they pack a punch. Well, thank you, Gen Z. Welcome. I'm a fan. Join the Discord? Well, good. Welcome to the Discord. Ever had olives with a garlic stuck in them? I think that's kind of what I've got right going on. Oh no, it's blue cheese. Well, let me know if you have any questions, Gen Z, about joining. If you're working on stuff, love to know what you're working on. Excuse me. I love olives. I love olives. Too good. Just too good. Interesting. Okay, so we're just gonna rip this. Then we'll add a solidify. That'll give us a nice edge on the pants. Oops. Ah, too much zooming around. All right, that's a good start. Still more to figure out. I think we're still missing some pieces there. Too much. Why is it still getting this little corner? It looks so odd. There we go. Almost. Ooh, that's too tense. We're gonna leave that alone. Whew, I'm tired. So our shirt here. By the weld. Select the boundary loop, throw it by one selection, duplicate and separate. Shrink wrap. Out here. How long have I been doing Blender? I've been doing Blender for quite a while. I've been doing VR chat avatars pretty much full time for about 4 years now. That's kind of my main dealio. And what made you decide on working these high poly in Blender and not Marvelous Designer? Well, I have what I want. These wrinkles are all I really want from Marvelous Designer. And just knowing that it's form-fitting, got these nice wrinkles, we can bake all that down. That's all I'm really looking for when it comes to Marvelous. And then everything else, like these little trims and stuff, it's just easier to make in Blender, I feel. Yeah, Gen Z, I work, if you're familiar with VR chat, that is my main source of income. A little bit of an odd world, but it treats me well. What about you? You been working in Blender as well, Gen Z? Custom avatars are in right now, I guess. I don't see it ever going away. I only see it getting bigger. Want to learn Unity a lot more than anything. Oh, heck yeah. Well, I definitely think VR chat's a good space for that. Because there's just a lot to that you can kind of immediately apply and immediately show to people in a way that you can't really do with just normal Blender. It's looking good. Oh, thank you, Reyes. Very good stuff. Ooh. Ooh. You're gonna make me go get olives now? Good. They're packed full of nutrition. All right, we still need to do the sweater on the, or sorry, that thing, this thing right here. You can do that thing. How to do that thing. This is a knot. Tied in a knot. That might be a little tougher. We're gonna work on some other stuff in the meantime. Only got about 15 minutes, so other things we can tackle that when we get back on Monday. That's gonna be probably item numero uno. That 90s Seattle look. She needs a coffee accessory. She has a little maple jar. Or wait, items. A little maple jar. Have to adjust that positioning a little bit, but a bit more cleavage than the version. That's okay. All right, I wanted to make the cuffs, and then we'll adjust the hair. And guess what? Time for some geometry nodes. Even got that not chain but wallet string on her hips, lol. She is peak 90s grind. I love that look. Except broken fishnet leggings, Doc Martin boots, and obligatory Nirvana tee. Yeah, that's what I want. I wonder why the scale is so different here. Usually don't have an issue like that. What it is? It is the radius. I always forget. Cool. Got a little cuff. That looks pretty good. Maybe we'll just leave it right there. Very cool. Created. It's going to be the low poly one we're doing first. Alright, it's already 11:50. This is probably a good point to end it. Making some solid progress on our avatar here. When we get back from lunch, we'll probably switch over to working on some other avatars. But very happy with our work so far. Thank you, Snardo. Do a little screenshot of Rooney. Those thighs cannot be contained, as all thighs should be. Uncontainable. All right. Perfect. Well, thank you everyone for hanging out with me this morning. I hope everyone's having a great Friday. I will be back in about 2 hours for a second stream if it's your first time here. We're just ending the first half of the day, and I'll be back soon. Definitely hit that follow, subscribe. Also, my Discord is down below if you're on Twitch. Definitely check it out. And if you have any questions or would like help on anything, happy to help out. Learned a lot today. We'll try to be here for the second stream. Sounds good, Griff. If I don't catch you today, I will, of course, be back Monday. So if I don't see you later, enjoy your weekend. Tons of uncontainable parts. Ariso, hello. You caught us just as I was ending for lunch. Hope you're having a nice day, Sam. I am. Hope you are as well. Hope the sales on your products have continued. And Gen Z, thanks for coming by. Everyone else that's lurking out there, hope you're having an amazing day. Arctic, Snardom, Ariso, Gen Z, even. Hopefully I'm not missing too many people there, but hope you're all having a good one today. Griff, invite is invalid. Ah, well, that's good to know. All right, let me grab that link right now, and I'll have to update that. Boom. I don't know. I haven't checked my metrics, and I really don't want to. Well, good. Keep it, keep the emotions steady. All right, y'all. I'm heading out, and I'll see y'all later. Hopefully see you soon. If not, see you Monday. Bye, y'all.